we're not talking about any of that right now, because what we are talking about is the news. And once again, ArenaNet have demonstrated to us they should not add any more content into the game. When they add more content into the game, we get the tunnel. Okay, everyone dooms, it's a disaster, everyone mentally destroyed. When they actually iterate on what they already have and improve certain features and add quality of life, it's the best patch ever made. It feels good. Everyone's having a good time. And that's exactly what has happened here. We've got some quality of life for making the game look a little bit less cluttered. We've got big updates, some really cool reward structure things happening in World versus World. Goodness me. We've got it all here. This is a big patch. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and there's Dragon Bash too. So if you want to do I-100, hey, you can do I-100. If you don't know what that is, then look it up on my channel, and then you can see what it is. But do the festival or don't. But first order of business, we have the Hide Ally Visual Effects setting. And this is something that's been requested for a long time. What it does is it allows you to hide effects from allied players, essentially, so that you don't see a million effects spamming off on the boss. Now, the thing is, it does still render, of course, enemy abilities, right, for competitive game modes, and combo fields also stay rendered, including any effects that might be attached to that combo field, say a Spellbreaker bubble, for example, or the Untamed bubble. But any kind of projectile, right, or weird effect that happens when you hit a boss or something like that, that does go away. And it certainly is impactful. I think it's not actually that impactful at making it decluttered in really high player scenarios. It definitely helps a little bit. I think in World versus World it's quite helpful. However, in PvE, you just see a million combo fields still going on there. There'll be a little comparison on screen. You can see that we did it in a bit of a controlled environment in the golem area, and that's where I think you can really see some pretty major differences, especially with very high projectile and very high effect builds, such as Virtuoso, for example, is a big impact on that, and a lot of weapon skills and so on. You don't see that kind of noise appearing around there. So a really nice customization there. It's got a bit of tweaking to it as well. You can make it so you can only see party effects, only see squad effects, or see none, or see everything, right? And it should help out with some of the clarity issues, or certainly a bit of a step in the right direction. I have actually heard that it does, or it can hear performance. It can help performance as well. I didn't really notice that much of a difference. I did do some frame rate tests on Dragon's End. It was equally bad both times, to be honest. But I actually have heard that users, particularly on lower-end systems or more entry-level systems, actually do get some benefit out of that. So that is actually pretty damn cool, if you ask me. So definitely play around with the setting, see what you like, see what you don't like. I will actually say, here's going to be the nerd in me. It is worth noting that you do, there are quite a lot of situations, for example, in, if you're kind of a bit try-hard in raids, right, or in, you know, in PvP and so on, there are definitely situations where you do want to see your allies' abilities and what they're doing so that you can kind of respond accordingly. So keep that in mind. You don't want to, you will miss things sometimes, so make sure you use this setting responsibly. But definitely, actually, a really nice quality of life change. And there are a few bug fixes that need to happen. For example, you got to be a little bit careful. Right now, this actually despawns all effects on allies. For example, green circle effects in raids where you have to stack, or even the spit in fractals. That will actually not render currently. On allies. So you might be thinking, wait, isn't there supposed to be a mechanic here? Isn't there supposed to be a green circle? Yeah, that's why. However, I imagine they will fix that very, very quickly. So I wouldn't worry about that for now, but certainly be aware of that if you're using this setting currently. But that's it. Really cool stuff. Next up is going to be World versus World. And wow, look at that. Can you imagine? In current year, we've got this many patch notes for World versus World. Isn't that incredible? A few things to point out before we get into the main meat here, actually. Some really nice changes. This is a big one. Adjusted the method used to award kill credit to support players to make their kill rewards more on par with damage-focused players. Massive, right? This has definitely been a big feels bad moment. To be frank, I would even say historically, more so recently with the loss of retaliation, but even historically, like tagging and getting kill credit as a support, significantly harder to do. Just because of the very nature, you're healing, right? You're not doing damage, especially on certain, like, 0 damage builds. And it does work, actually. You will get notably more rewards as a support player in World vs. World right now. Awesome change. Absolutely fantastic. Really good stuff. They also split the World vs. World weekly into 2. So you basically have to do 3 achievements, then another 3 to get a total of 4 gold, then 4 gold again. Same reward is the same overall at the end, but just makes it a little bit more accessible, a little bit less daunting, right, to have to burn 6 of these somewhat meaty achievements. If you're not playing a crazy amount. And also, 2 interesting changes. Didn't see this one coming, by the way. Invulnerable fortifications actually gets nerfed. It's now a siege dampener. And when you use the tactic, it simply reduces the incoming siege damage to walls and gates by 66% instead of making them invulnerable. I actually love this. I think that this tactic was really unfun to play against, to be honest. It was not enjoyable to deal with. By any stretch of the imagination, so I love to see this actually getting a bit of a nerf, so that you can't just pop the invuln at 1% and then fully repair everything up all the way. So big fan of this change too. Emergency waypoint, it's 20-minute cooldown now. You know, I don't know. I am not a huge fan of buffing some of these tactics. I think that you've got to be very careful with the defender's advantage. I think a really big intent here is to actually encourage people to defend so that you want to take it, you want to pop this, so you actually get fights. It's to like incentivize more fighting. But I do think you have to be a little bit careful here. I'm not a huge fan of just making it so that getting caught out of position or kind of doing a sneak attack doesn't get punished, because you can simply emergency waypoint more frequently. So something to keep an eye on there. You know, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. Yeah, it is a response, of course, to nerfing the invuln to kind of have that push and pull, right? So, you even out the power to an extent, but, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of tactics overall, so I admit my bias there. But personally, I kind of like that you have to kind of like, oh no, they're a sneak attack in our keep. We got to get there now. We got to get there right now. Rather than going, oh, I guess I'll pop the EWP and then we're all there immediately and everyone from every map can just surge here. But, whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, the really, really big stuff is the World vs. World rewards. And first up, we got a brand new Infusion. You have to do a short collection to get the Infusion. You basically have to visit various hero points in World vs. World. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? And go ahead and kind of channel next to them, and that will unlock an Infusion from this new vendor, Dugan, who is just sitting around in World vs. World, as you'd expect. It's pretty expensive. It's going to set you back 5,000 tickets, which is quite a lot in addition to a few other kind of like those little tokens that you get for completing, getting kills in World vs. World and doing objectives in World vs. World. So it will set you back a little bit. That's around, if you haven't got any tickets right now, that's going to be about like 13 to 14 weeks of grinding, more if you don't complete Diamond Chest. So it's very much a high-end prestige award for World vs. World, and it can also drop as well from these daily chests. They've added more on that later, and also just randomly from Lords and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I love it. We actually have a super high-end, ultra high-end reward for World vs. World that you can unlock through tickets, or of course you can actually buy it from other players as well if you want. The effect, I think, is actually quite nice. You get this cool mist effect around you. You actually have a trail too when you move, like mist follows you around, and I love this touch. I love this touch. This is so cool. I actually really hope they take this technology and this idea and apply it to loads of other infusions in other game modes. Check this out. The Infusion, if you have 3 of them, that's quite an eye-watering 15,000 tickets. So get grinding on that one if you want to get this. If you have 3 of them on your character at the same time, then the mist and the glow will change to the color that you're on your team. So if you're on the green team, you'll be green, right, instead. If you're red, you'll be red, right? If you're blue, you'll be blue, which is actually really nice. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of the effect. It's very vibrant. It's very intense, to be honest, but I really love the idea of kind of upgrading the effect. I think this could be great in other games, like upgrading raid infusions or upgrading even open world infusions, for example. I think that is a really cool idea. In fact, I'd love to see that applied to gear. So you can upgrade various skins, kind of a bit how you kind of already have the system with how you can upgrade armor to get bonus effects and like the tentacled armor and stuff like that. But overall, a really, really cool idea, I think, and a nice thing to have within the game. But anyway, I'm actually going to go and hop on in and let's go talk to the vendor here while we wait. He is the Mist Stranger. He is Dugan, the merchant. But anyway, check this out. we have got ourselves a whole bunch of very interesting things that we can buy weekly. Mystic Clovers, Memories of Battle, Heroes Banner, Provisioner Tokens, level ups. We can get 5 level ups a week. Boosters as well. And these are all limited, by the way. So you can get 5 Clovers, you can get 50 Memories of Battle, you can get 2 Hero Banners, 25 Provision Tokens, which is quite a lot, 5 Level Ups, and 8 Mini Boosters. These are 15 minutes to help you level up even more. So you can basically get yourself 2 hours of 50% extra World vs. World XP, which is very nice. So using these two can really help you gain some ranks. However, you probably will have noticed that a lot of these things do actually require tickets, and that is something interesting here. A lot of these weekly rewards are very much, in my opinion, aimed at players who are pretty experienced in World vs. World and kind of have a lot of the main rewards. These are kind of like long-term sustained value that you can get out of World vs. World after you've maybe got your legendary ring, after you've got your legendary backpack, maybe you know you've got your legendary armor, right, or something like that, or maybe you just don't care. Maybe you just don't care about those things. You just want to kind of get maximum value out of the game mode and you're looking to go for those rewards. So there is a trade-off here, right? The trade-off is that you are giving up kind of your weekly ticket quota in order to extract value out of the game mode, which, you know, hey, it's fair enough, right? I guess, you know, you can't have it all, guys, but certainly really nifty. You know, like, this actually puts us up to 30 Mystic Clovers, by the way, a week, discounted in-game. You can get 10 from raids, 10 from strikes, 25 with the fit. You get 5 more from strike missions for a total of 25 from PvE, and now we have another 5 from World vs. World. So 30 Mystic Clovers discounted, guaranteed per week. Pretty good there, if you ask me. You can even pick up some stuff like food, right? Blueprints, tier 6. Not sure if that's super worth it, to be honest, but hey, maybe if you're really, really desperate, you can get the keys, and this one is nice, by the way. This is actually crazy value. Check this out, guys, because a big requested thing from World vs. World players was give us something to do with our Emblems of the Conqueror and Emblem of the Avenger. Right, these things you get, you basically get this for killing players and gaining objectives, and you get infinite of them. They just stack up. They're for the World vs. World ring, but, you know, they just pile up all over the place. And look at this. You can actually trade them in directly for stat infusions. And here I am on my alt, and I've been playing a fair bit of World vs. World, to be fair. I'm actually ranked 365 right now. But look at this, guys. I could actually get myself 10 stat infusions for free on this account, right? And these are +5 stats. Now, of course, these won't work in fractals because, you know, they just give stats and no agony resistance, but still, pretty cool stuff if you're looking to optimize in your raid group or your strike group, or of course for World vs. World, which is, you know, getting that extra 2% for this epic World vs. World gaming. Really nice. Really, really nice, because infusions are very costly for that final min-max. Very, very costly indeed, right? And being able to get them more or less for free is pretty good. World vs. World was already good for this. You could basically get them using Memories of Battle and tickets or laurels, which is kind of nice, but this is even nicer than that. And now we have to talk about something that's a bit of a meme for World vs. World, and it's these. They basically added a kind of a similar system to fractals to World vs. World. So you have mist-hardened lockboxes and mist-hardened lockbox keys. You can just get these in daily reward chests, and also they're dropped by keep lords. You can get them from weeklies, all this kind of stuff. Or, of course, you can actually buy additional keys from the vendor for a variety of things. Like, you can use tickets, you can use, I wouldn't do that, to be honest, Emblems of the Avengers, you can use heroics, you can use Badges of Honor. I'd say Badges of Honor is usually the best. They do kind of scale up in price. They get more expensive the more of you buy from one specific currency, so you might want to kind of spread it out. But, look, we're overthinking this, because these things, in my opinion, are a little bit overpowered. If you actually look at them, they do, of course, have some pretty cool stuff. You can get ascended food from this. You can actually get some of these new skins. And these skins, by the way, also got added. And these are nice, by the way. They're a little bit less flashy than the usual Guild Wars 2 stuff, but they look super clean, actually, and have some nice detailing on them. So I think these are actually super nice skins that you can pick up if you're into a bit of World vs. World, some new skins to collect for all of us here. Really nice kind of setups here. But here's the deal. These They are a little disappointing. The key costs 3 silver, and I'm not totally sure that you actually get more value out of them than that. I'm not even totally sure they're actually better than vendor price right now. They vendor for 5 silver, but the output you get from these is a bit trash. I think they were being cautious here, to be fair, because I think it's very easy to buff rewards, right? Because everyone's happy. Everyone's happy when you buff stuff, right? Like, oh, new rewards, let's go. If you nerf it, people are like, ArenaNet, you nerfed it. I hate you. You're the worst company ever, right? So I think they probably started these out a little bit cautiously. And they may change them or improve them in some way later down the line. At the end of the day, it's better than nothing, right? Like, you know, it's basically loot that wasn't there before. So at the end of the day, even if they don't buff it, it's still an improvement because it's not 0 gold. And, you know, we're kind of on that journey to make World vs. World like higher gold per hour. We saw the weekly and now these little boxes, right? All that kind of cool stuff. And just, you know, more account value with this stuff. Like, you can convert your time in World vs. World into a bit more value, into cloves, into memories, and so on. Which is pretty interesting. Don't be deceived by the price, by the way. These are they're not that many boxes. They're quite hard to come by, actually, weirdly enough, considering they're relatively low value. You want to insta-sell these. Do not open them, okay, unless you really enjoy gambling. Right now, people are mass buying them at ludicrous prices because they want to kind of test them out for science, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll open this one just to show you what we're dealing with here. But yeah, you know, I got 2 iron ore, 2 large scales, and a magnanimous tuning crystal. To be fair, the magnanimous tuning crystal is not horrible. You know, it's a relatively useful consumable that you can use. And there's a few of them like that, right? Particularly the maintenance ore. This is really nice. Mist infused maintenance ore, basically the best in slot healing utility. Quite a nice thing to drop there, but still, you know, it's it is what it is. They're a bit stingy with the food too. The food only is usable in World vs. World. I'm surprised they did that, actually. I feel like it wouldn't be the end of the world if you could use it in PvE too, but still, you can only get 3 feasts. Only 3 feasts a week. But still, I really like the direction with these rewards, actually, and I think we will see some iteration and improvement as time goes on, and just some great overall changes for World vs. World, especially a bit of a tip of the hat for players who've been playing the game mode for a long time and will now be able to extract a good chunk of value out of that, while also helping new players level up quicker using the boosters, using the taste of XP, and all of that kind of fantastic stuff. And hey, there's never been a better time to farm the hell out of World vs. World because we have got a big bonus weekend actually coming. Right now, we have huge buffs during this Alliances test, or rather World Restructuring test, which is coming up very shortly from June 9th through to June 23rd. 100% bonus to World XP. Get your rank up, guys. Come on, let's go. 25% to reward track progress and 50% to magic find. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what they've done. We should really be moving forwards with Alliances pretty soon, okay? I mean, I know I've said that before. I know they've said that before, but still, surely, we've got to be getting to Alliances soon, right, guys? Right? It's only been 6 years or so. But Alliances soon, TM. But yeah, really happy with this World vs. World stuff. Big fan of this. Look out for those mist infusions and some just great changes overall. So I'm really happy about this. Again, like, I don't want to... I know I kind of made a meme comment at the beginning of this saying, content sucks, improving features are good. But I really would kind of encourage everyone, and perhaps even ArenaNet, to reflect on this. Guild Wars 2 is a good game. The actual stuff that's there already, the systems, the content, the combat, right? World vs. World, PvP, open world. This stuff is really good. It's fun to play. Like, adding more stuff to it, right? And fixing systems, kind of bringing them up to speed, refining things, balancing, right? Tuning, like new rewards to go after, right? Improvements, quality of life. These can have a really high impact on the game, and I really think that this patch is significantly more enjoyable and awesome compared to like the Guile or Delve stuff, despite the fact that this has been 0 content, right, outside of Dragon Bash, right? This is not new content. This is just improving what's already there. Guild Wars 2 is good. Like, put some work into it, look at what you've got, and make it better. Fix the issues, fix the long-term gripes with the game. I think this is a really good strategy for ArenaNet to do, and to be fair, they are doing that. This is part of their new philosophy, is going in that direction, and is iterating on old stuff to kind of bring it up to speed and make sure that everything is working as it should. But I really hope they continue doing that. I hope they get some good feedback, and we should definitely do that as the players, telling them they should do it a little bit better, okay? You know, we gotta keep doing it, right? We gotta keep doing it even more. It's pretty epic. And I guess a few more kind of little mini changes just towards the end of this as well. Actually, a good change to Legacy of the Fofire. Basically, one issue that could happen when you're going for the Lord, which kind of made going for the Lord even less viable than it normally is that you can't interrupt the Lord's heal skill because its break bar will almost certainly get broken immediately. They change it so that the Lord only gets the Defiance bar while the heal skill is being cast, guaranteeing you the opportunity to try to interrupt this heal, which gives it a lot of its health back, which again, the Lord is a very uncommon mechanic. In PvP, you very rarely see a Lord kill on Legacy of the Fofire. Kind of encouraging that and incentivizing players to sometimes engage with that secondary mechanic is actually a nice change. That's the biggest change we've had in PvP for a while. I'm not even joking. And actually, another little thing. Oh, here's a fun one. Here's a fun one, guys. Sorry, ArenaNet. Guys, this was me. Sorry. So look, intensify the damage reduction provided to the Ravenous Wanderer by its haze made for protective effect. Yeah, I uploaded a video on this channel of us beating the Ravenous Wanderer without doing the mechanic at all. We just basically nuked it down and ignored the, the behemoth and the snipers, all that kind of stuff. And I guess ArenaNet didn't like that, and they've actually fixed it, so you can't do that anymore. So yeah, sorry guys, that's on me. I did that. And they also removed the Jade power cost from the air filters. Yeah, thank God. It was just, the entire Jade filter system is a bit weird and gimmicky right off the bat. I'm glad they've now significantly improved on it by allowing you to basically recharge the filter on the fly by performing various activities, and now you don't need the Jade bot to interact. Yeah, it was just a pointless inconvenience, especially seeing as they put a Jade battery next to it every time anyway. Blech. Yeah, wasn't that great. But anyway, I believe that is the news. There you go. Once again, I have read the patch notes so that you don't have to. And that's my opinion on it. But I want to know your opinion on it as well. So once again, YouTube friends, let me know. And of course, watch all the other videos, like and subscribe, leave your comments, and tell me what you think. Stay tuned for the big balance patch news, which is going to be coming tomorrow. That's right, tune in, gamers. Or maybe even today. In fact, from your perspective, it'll be today. It might even be yesterday, or maybe even last year. This is why, this is why doing this kind of thing in YouTube is weird. But you know what? That's all I've got to say for now. I'm out. Boom.